Hello people, how is everything? I'm glad to have you here with us. Today we will talk about bad losers. The first section, pronunciation and speaking. What sports can you see in the photos?
I can see tennis in the first photo, skiing in the third, basketball in the fourth, cycling in the fifth, and perhaps rugby or wrestling in the seventh.
Look at the sports in the list. How do you pronounce them in English? Listen and check and underline the stressed syllable. Do you know the names of any other sports in English?
Let's practice some. In baseball, the stress is on the first syllable. Similarly, in basketball and volleyball, the stress is on the first part. For cycling, it's also on the first syllable. Are there any specific words you'd like to try?
Let's listen to the audio.
4.55.
Auto racing.
Baseball,
Basketball.
boxing,
Cycling.
golf,
Handball.
hockey,
Rugby.
soccer,
Skiing.
tennis,
Track and field.
volleyball.
Windsurfing.
I'm not able to underline this word, but how is the stressed syllable? Could you read for us verbs with sports?
Sure. It says, 1. We use play for sports with a ball, e.g., I play baseball at school. With sports ending in ing, cycling, skiing, windsurfing, etc., we usually use the verb, e.g., I cycle on the weekend, or go plus sport, e.g., I go cycling on the weekend. 3. We use do for martial arts, yoga, Pilates, etc., e.g., I do yoga twice a week.
Good. So the three ways to use verbs with sports is play, I play baseball, go, I go cycling, and do for yoga. To the second section, vocabulary sports, expressing movement. Put these verbs in the correct column. Do you know any other words connected to these sports? Let's put these verbs in the correct column. For example, bunker. Bunker is something with sand, for example, in golf. So, bunker.
That's right. Bunker is a golf term. What about the next word? Corner.
Corner. Corner is about soccer.
Correct. Corner is a soccer term. What about hole?
Holes in golf.
Exactly. And how about lane?
Lane, I can write here. Track and field. Match point
Perfect.
is in tennis. Okay, what else?
That's
Penalty is soccer. And the
Penalty.
yes, penalty is in soccer. About serve is in tennis as well.
Yes, serve is definitely a tennis term. What's left?
Is lap and track. Perfect. Listen to the sports commentaries. What are the 4 sports? Let's listen.
Oh, that's a really long one. Oh boy, the ball has gone into the lake, and that might be the end of his hopes of winning the U.S. Open this year.
This is go.
2.
Yes, that's correct.
It's a penalty. Yes, the
Oh.
referee has given a penalty
Soccer.
in the last minute of the game. This is England's big chance. The goalkeeper is waiting on his line. Here we go. Oh no, he's missed it. The ball has gone over the bar. I don't believe it. England has missed a penalty in the last minute.
3. And there's the bell for the last lap. Now they have to run around the track one more time in this 10,000-meter final. The African runners are in first, second, and third positions, but the Brazilian is coming up fast in the outside lane. This is going to be a fantastic finish. 4.
And it's match point for the second time. A very hard serve, but it goes into the net. Second serve. The serve is good, and that's a very hard return, but the ball has gone out.
Game, set, and match.
Track and
And so
field.
we have a new Wimbledon ladies champion.
Listen again and complete the sentences with one word. Match sentences 1 to 4 with pictures. Yes, but the ball has gone into the
What word
lake.
goes-
This is letter B. The ball has gone over the bar.
Yes, over.
Over the bar.
Could be.
It's soccer. Letter C. Number 3. Now they have to run around the track. This is letter A. That's a very hard
That's a great match.
return.
What about sentence 4?
But the ball has gone out again. Has gone out. It's letter D. Let's go to vocabulary bank. Expressing movement. Match the words and pictures. We have some pictures. First picture, second, third, fourth.
This section is about matching words to pictures. Are you ready to start
Yes.
matching the movement word?
Are you ready?
Great. Let's start matching.
Number 6. He's under the bridge.
Yes, picture.
Yes.
That's
under
correct.
the bridge. How about, for example, number 11? He's along the
That look-
street. How about this? He is around
Yes.
around the lake.
That's right. Are you thinking around
Number-
the lake for
Number
picture 9?
8, for example, is through the tunnel.
And picture 8 would be through the tunnel.
Yes. Number 2, across the road.
Picture 2 is along the street.
2, along the street. Along the street. 11, across the street. Number 3 is over the bridge. 12, up the stairs. And
picture
down
12.
the stairs. It's number 1, down the stairs. Number 7 would be past the church. Number 9, toward the lake.
Yes.
And the number 5, out of the store. Number 3, grammar. Expressing movement. Complete the sentences with a verb from the list. These verbs: hit, kick, run, and throw. So the first is in basketball, you have to throw the ball through
That's right.
ring.
You throw the ball in basketball. What do you think for the second sentence? In soccer, you have to blank the ball into a goal.
And number 3,
Correct.
in tennis, you have to hit the ball. And number 4, in an 800 meters race, you have to run twice around the track. Look at the sentence below. Try to think of 3 different verbs you could put in the blank. AG walked. This answer. What verb you can put in the blank? The man?
You could put ran, drove, or strolled in the blank.
Yes. Let's put run. Let's go to Grammar Bank. Learn more about expressing movement and practice it. Select the correct preposition. For example, I lost my cell phone signal when we went through a tunnel. How about number 1? We ran to the ocean and jumped into or out of, into the water. Number 2, what do you think? If you go past the bank, you'll see the supermarket on the right. Number 3, what's the correct? Along or across? Along the street. Number 4.
The plane flew over the town and then landed. Over is the
correct. Number 5, what's the answer?
The correct preposition is toward.
The dog ran toward me, but then it stopped. Number 6.
For number 6, over and into are the correct choices. So
Over.
we biked over the bridge and
Into.
moving
Yes.
on to number 7.
Yes.
For number 7, around is the correct choice.
Around. Number 8.
And for number 8, across is the current choice.
Across. The little boy suddenly ran across the road. Complete the sentences with the correct preposition. For example, he jumped into his car and drove away. Good. Number 1. As I biked under the bridge, a train went.
The train went over.
Over it. Yes. Come on. Or come in. Oh, come in. The door's open. Number 3. This is the 3rd floor. Go up. No, down. Down the stairs. Good. He walked into the cafe and ordered a coffee. I like going, was the answer, out on a Saturday night.
That's
Number 6. He took his passport. Was the answer? I'm stressed. I've just biked
The last one is up.
a huge hill. Let's go to section 4, reading and speaking. When you play sport or a game with family or friends, how do you react if you lose? Are you a good or bad loser? Are any of your family members or friends bad losers? Yes. Read the text and answer with a name. Which of the bad losers insulted the match official?
According to the text, John McEnroe insulted the match official.
Yes, that's true. John McEnroe. How about number 2? Did not want to do his job after the match. Who's this guy?
Based on that would be John Drummond.
John Wood. Number 3, became very emotional when we couldn't take part. This is John Drummond. And number 4, Nelson Piquet. Number 5 is Luciano Gauchi. We're going to read the text again and fill in the blanks with the prepositions in the list. We're going to use these prepositions and fill the blanks. Oh,
Sure, let's do that.
Bad losers. The hardest lesson we learn in sports is how to lose with dignity, without blaming our defeat or on the referees, or refusing to shake hands with your opponent. Here are some famous moments when losing was just too hard. Read for us, please, and complete the blanks.
In 1981 at Wimbledon, a young John McEnroe was serving. The umpire said that his serve was blank, but McEnroe thought it was blank.
Is out.
He became furious and shouted, "You cannot be serious," at the umpire. He also called the umpire an incompetent fool.
Number 1, out. Please read for us.
For
this
number 3,
paragraph.
Drummond lay down on the track.
2003 Track and Field World Championship. The 100-meter runner John Drummond was disqualified. Drummond lay down on the track and began to cry. 2 hours later, his coach told journalists, he's still crying. We are making him drink water because he's becoming dehydrated.
In the 1982 German Grand Prix, Nelson Piquet was winning the race. He was trying to pass Eliseo Salazar, who was last in the race, but Salazar didn't let him go. And Piquet crashed into Salazar. Piquet jumped his car and started trying to hit and kick Salazar without much success. South Korean soccer player An Jung-hwan scored the goal that sent Italy out of the 2002 World Cup when they beat them 2-1.
The last section is writing. Let's go to writing an opinion essay. Read a model essay about sports, shows on TV, and then write one.
Do you agree? Every time I turn on the television, I'm sure to find a sports show on one of the channels. If I change channels, there will probably be a sports show or a sports report on other channels too, especially on the weekend. In my opinion, there are definitely too many sports shows on TV for the following reasons. Firstly, if you compare sports with other TV shows, sports completely dominate. The only time you can watch game shows or soap operas is on weekday, mornings or afternoons. This is not fair to people who like other kinds of TV shows, for example, dramas, political shows, or documentaries. Secondly, the sports shows on TV are not only the important games. Every week they show boring games from college and even high school divisions.
Number 4.
Fourthly, I also believe that on the weekend, most people want to relax in front of the television. Many people, including me, don't like sports and prefer to see good movies or funny comedy shows.
Number 5.
Finally, I think that even on news programs there is too much information about sports. It is very annoying when they talk about sports for hours every day, especially when there are more important things happening in the world.
Okay, number 6.
6. To conclude, I think TV should show fewer sports shows, especially on the weekend. 7. Instead, it should show other kinds of shows and more movies. On news programs, they should talk about important things that are happening in the world, not about sports.
People, thank you very much for today. God bless you. See you next class.